Hey, how's everybody doing? We're over here at the Sunglow Pier. I'm sorry, not Sunglow Pier. Port Orange Bridge. We're gonna go to Sunglow Pier, but probably in a couple days. So I'll get excited about that. I like fishing there. It's right down the street, and ocean fishing. This is Brackish Waters, as I was saying before, and it's beautiful. It's a dock. You come down here. There's nobody down here. Josh did pretty good at school today, so I took him out fishing for a little while, and I figured I'd show you these guys, ladies that watch these videos where I live at, around where I live at. I used to live there on the beach side. I grew up on the beach side pretty much most of my life, and we moved over to the mainland, and I really I like the beach side a lot better. It's a lot more seclusive, and people are a lot friendlier and stuff. So, but anyway, at least I am back home, and I'm enjoying things the best I can. I'm getting prepared to have. I had a hernia surgery back in 2016, and they did bad business and put some stuff in my stomach that made it to where I have to have it repaired. So I'm going to see a doctor on December 7th, and everything is straight. I'm doing good. So it's not life-threatening. I spoke to him because I remember talking to everybody about this, and I want everybody to let everybody know that I'm okay. So it's not that bad. My next surgery they want to do is I'm not having that done ever, so that's the decision on that. So after I seen what they did to Larry Bird, and he's a professional athlete that has millions and millions of dollars, and the man can barely stand after surgery, I'm good on that. I don't care how long ago it was. It's an image I do not ever want to have done to me. But anyway, this is beautiful here. It's got, you can see the stars, but it's kind of dark, but you can see the stars, and you see the structure of the bridge. And this guy, Nathan Oakley, 1980, he does the flat earth thing, and he's always talking about angles and geometry, and people try to debate him on that, and it's pretty funny. It's real simple geometry. You learn that stuff, and of course you need to have a flat place to start your angles and your lines or parallels. Everything starts at that base, and once you debunk everything after that, because you can't have a curvature even on the needle of a pen, it wouldn't be able to do a flat surface on that. So it would be a flat surface on that. I apologize. Everything has to have a flat surface to start angles. It's common geometry, and I haven't done that shit in 30 years. Keep in mind, I graduated in 1990, so, and then in college you really are focused on your career subjects, and clinical psychology I went into school for, so I took social sciences classes and things like that, so, and philosophy classes and stuff, but that was like back in the 90s, so I remember some things, and obviously, being on medicine, kind of get my mind cloudy sometimes, but I've been reading again. I've been reading a good book, the Bible, and also other books, but I have 5 or 6 different Bibles, and my mom was Catholic, and I was Roman Catholic, and my grandmother was Jewish, so I know about that also, but I believe Jesus Christ is the Messiah, and he came to save us from ourselves and these devils that are running the world. Literally, they're devils. You can't blame families. You can't blame these things. They're just front people. They're people that are much smarter. These things are much smarter. They're demons. They're cast out from heaven onto earth to cause havoc and dismay. And that's what they do. It's nonstop. It's a daily thing. All the tragedies and shit you see like that, it's all evil shit. That's all behind them. And then people will say, oh, it's Jesuits, and oh, it's Masons on the Rothschilds, and that and this and that. It's not. They're front people. There's always someone higher than the person that you're going against. Always. It's commonsensical. I never get into those types of debates, but this kind of stuff right here clears my mind from overthinking things and coming out here with Josh and doing fishing times. And I was trying a different style of fishing tonight. Normally, you see me out here, and I'll cast it way out there, well, as far as I can cast it. And right now, I'm doing something because there's drum under here, and sheephead, and they're really good to eat. They're tough fish to catch, but they have little teeth and stuff, like a person. They looks like teeth. I mean, literally, and they eat these little barnacles on this pier, man. If you look down here, there's barnacles over there. You can see them all there. They eat that shit, and the ones on that pylon. So I wasn't rambling on about the flat Earth, or I wasn't trying to, or the round Earth, or whatever anybody wants to believe. I just go by, you know, I don't have an opinion to state at this moment on either side, but I know that when I grew up, that everything was flat, and that's how we were taught. So I am going to say that my way of thinking in this, I've never even thought about, you know, what this world looks like, or the shape of the, you know, I never thought about debating it, because I just thought it was silly. I always thought it was common sense that we live on a flat plane, and things are flat, the world is flat, you travel fast. I mean, you can get to places like in no time with jets and shit like that, and then, you know, something spinning 63,000 miles or whatever an hour or a second or whatever the fuck they were saying, and they're saying light travels 186,000 miles per second, 187,000 miles per second. So those kind of calculations are beyond human comprehension. I don't care who did what, said what. I think, you know, even Einstein's theories are completely just theories that could be debunked. Somebody, you know, Stephen Hawking debunked a lot of his shit, even Newton. So that's right there is a national game warden, or that's either a tub, a big ass what do they call this thing? Barge. Sorry, I can't think straight right now with my sinuses. Yeah, or it could just be a boat, because they put those on board. Usually the red ones mean there's some kind of barge or agency. It could be a manatee out there. Sometimes what happens, I don't know if this is the case, but well, I know that this happens on a lot here. People will be driving their boats down that channel there, and there's shit tons of manatees. I mean, lots of them. And then they're huge animals, 12 foot, 20 foot. I mean, they're huge, some of these things. Longer than the boat, some of them. And unfortunately, the propellers will get them and cut their backs and stuff. And I've always been trying to figure different ways to make boats where that wouldn't happen. You know, like I always made suggestions. I contacted, you know, on Twitter, Elon Musk about trying to get rid of gasoline boats, because all the oil and gas that goes in here, it's just sinful, it's disgusting. When I come down here Saturday and tape all these people, there'll be 100 people on this channel skiing, boating, everything, dude, and you'll see so much oil and gas flowing out of that shit into this. Thank God the ocean can cleanse itself, but still the repercussion of it, you know, it's not healthy for the fish. I made a video about a month ago about the grouper floating upside down. The thing was still fucking breathing. It was struggling and suffering because somebody down in the inlet was like, they have so much oil and gas going in down there into the ocean that these fish are breathing that shit in, and it takes them a while, and it really like messes them up and makes them float upside down and shit. I don't know what it's called, but a veterinarian that watches this channel can let me know what it means. But they actually float upside down, and it's just sad. It's suffering. I tried to catch it with a cast net and go run some flush, you know, because it's in brackish waters, and I'd run them down at that where that boat is and go in the water with them and hold them and try to put water back in them, fresh water, because he couldn't swim to get the water out of his, you know, to get the poison out, because he's just floating there, breathing, barely swimming. So when they swim, they generate, from my understanding, they generate the, you know, the breathing and from the gills, and gets all their poison and stuff out of their body. But when they can't swim, they can't do that. That's just a regular boat, huh? It's a cruiser. It's a cruiser. Anyway, yeah, it's fun coming down here. If you guys ever come to Florida, hit me up. I'm serious. We'll have a good time fishing. And I'll take you guys to that restaurant over there. There's two of them, actually. We'll go one night, we'll go to that one, it's across the bridge, and the next one we'll go there, and then after that we'll go right across by there and go get a fresh ice cream cone. These people make fresh ice cream. And but as after we cook the fish up and go the next day or whatever. Yeah, man. Sometimes you gotta get away from all this YouTube shit. I make videos trolling these fucking NFL guys because they're bad people. They're stealing people's money. You can't rig NFL games and take bets on them. It's illegal, okay? And this is how, let me put it this way. When Pacquiao fought Mayweather, right? And they after that fight, they found out that Pacquiao lied about his injury and had a separated shoulder before while he was fighting and just didn't disclose that shit. Everyone that bet on that fight got their fucking money back. So you imagine what would happen with the NFL if the Federal Trade Commission comes in and starts investigating these games that are completely rigged. They're written out like, okay, today Tampa Bay is going to beat such and such 31 to 30, 30, we'll do 30. No, we'll do 29. We'll do 20, and they'll work their points out where you're gonna bet on it and lose by half a point. And then some other people that know better, they'll bet the team that's gonna actually get the points, because you'll end up winning the game with Tampa but losing with the points because there'll be half a point that they didn't score, a missed extra field goal. It's all scripted. And it's illegal, and people are like, oh, it's all a big deal. What are you whining about? Hey, I don't care, dude. You want to lose your money? You have friends and family that bet on that shit, and you're going to let them lose their money on that shit knowing it's not straight and legit, unless you know how to figure out what the hell's going on. And if you know it's not straight, if you're looking at these teams and thinking that, hey, you know what? The Chargers should really wipe the fucking field up with the Denver Broncos. They're not really that good this year. Just to say, for instance, so to speak. Back in the old days, dude, they would win that game big like that. It would be like by 20 points. Now it's like, okay, Jacksonville can beat the Buffalo Bills. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I don't care if the coach was playing receiver. They still would have beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Lawrence is one of the most overrated quarterbacks I've ever seen in a first round. He's more overrated than Ryan Leaf, and Joey Harrington, and David Carr. I've seen so many of these bums, and they are, dude. They're not good. They play the role, though. All they need to do is have a guy throw the ball. And you know what? The first time I'm going to admit this is that damn shady-ass Vegas Dave, or whatever the hell, he was right about one thing. Carr is going to win a Super Bowl, and multiple ones probably. It looks that way. He was right about that. And I don't know if his cards are going to go up in value the way he thinks is. And he's still a shady scumbag, low-life scumbag grifter, which if I'll tell him to his face, I have no problem with that. Ripping people off on bets and shit, knowing this shit's fucking rigged. Oh, he probably don't even know it's rigged. He probably thinks it's real. That's why he's losing money like that. And then that Steve Stevens, that scumbag, he ripped off people for hundreds of thousands of dollars, people's grandparents and shit, running boiler rooms and scams. What the hell do you think he's doing with betting? That guy can't bet. He don't know what the hell he's doing. Fucking grifters. That dude was exposed so badly by a couple of friends of mine on YouTube. It was hysterically funny. and I also exposed them on my channel. Because I was go after these guys. They're selling my friends cards that aren't going to be worth lots of money. And then my friends are spending lots of money on these cards. And then they're taking my friends' money in auctions and cheating them and stuff. And selling fucking fake cards and reprints and grade and trim cards and things like that. And I go after them. Hell yeah. Because some of my friends can't do it. They have a name and they work at places that will get them in trouble. So I turn them on to the places they need to go to sort out these problems, like the Federal Trade Commission. They'll be happy to look into that. Everybody's like, oh, Congress is corrupt and this and that. Then why do you still vote for it? Why do you go down there and vote if you think it's that way? Dude, people are so stupid. Really, Socrates got executed because he said democracy doesn't work. Because what happens if you have 51% lunatics and then the 49% are sane people and they have to go by the lunatics' laws that they passed for 51%? That's not democracy. That's insanity. Because most people that vote don't even know who they're voting for. They don't know anything about the candidate. They don't know what kind of people they are. They don't know nothing. And that's what Socrates was saying. They're not even educated citizens on what they're voting. And he got his ass executed. So they're pushing democracy because they know at the end of the day, the crazy son of a bitches can overrule the people that are fucking sane and making absurd laws that are against natural laws to begin with. You're a free person. Your mother carried you around for 9 months in her belly, and you were born and you were free into the world. No one could ever take that away from you. I don't care what happens in this, what these governments say or anybody says. That is a gift God gave you, dude. I don't care if you believe in God or not. He believes in you. And he gave you a gift of life and freedom. Not this bullshit. You can't let these people in Australia, what's going on over there, what the hell is America doing? We should be over there taking that guy out and putting him in cuffs and arresting him for high crimes against humanity. That's the truth. You can't mess around with these people, man. They're evil. They work for a much more, it's a spirit of evilness, and it's the devil. The devil is a real being, and if the devil's real, then God's real. So that's how you got to work that out, because you're going to have to come to that conclusion one day, because it's going to get worse. They're trying to put people on fucking reality, fake reality with Metaville and all that shit on Facebook. Chuck and get into put your headsets on and escape reality and be anything you want to be. You can do that in real life, you know. You can be anything you want to be, but I mean, if you want to be a dragon and fly around and pretend world, shit, dude, you got PlayStations and shit like that. You don't have to be invested in a fake reality. They're selling real estate and that shit, bro. Fucking digital real estate. Any way they can find a way to grift people out of a penny, they'll do it. And if you know you're being grifted, you just you're gonna let them grift you, or you're not gonna. Are you gonna say, hey, I'm good on the grifting today? Can we start over and do proper business? Hi, my name's Sean. What's your name? We're going to do proper business now. And we're going to not do what you were just trying to do before. We're going to stop that. That's how you sort that out. That's what Trump was doing. And I'm not a fan of that guy. He's a fucking grifter. They're all grifters. All these people and I voted for Trump, I'll tell you that. But I voted for him twice. Listen, every person that voted for Trump has to come to this conclusion, and this is reality. That man signed the biggest transfer of wealth in the history of this country. $5 to $7 trillion to the top 3% wealthiest people in America. Like they need it. Instead of making it to where every other civilized country was doing during a worldwide pandemic, and the government was paying the companies to pay their employees until they sorted this all out. And everything was straight, and the people they had money, the economy's good over there, they're not crashing anything. Just like Florida did. They kept it open because they needed money to continuously come in and flow. And without the government doing that, and that's what they do in civilized countries, and they're in civilized countries, people get Medicare for all. That's in civilized countries. And everybody that says we can't afford Medicare for all, just go on to the Congress station, go to U.S. government, and go in there and watch some of the shit and bills that are being passed. And they're for trillions of dollars, $500 billion package to make the world without gas, using gas and stuff like that. Which I'm about that, but I'm not about taking people's complete freedoms from them. You can put restrictors on shit and make stuff not have so much gas coming out of the back of it, and things like that. We can work something out, you know. But mark my words, by 2030, vehicles will not be on the road like you think. It's all going to be battery ones. And that's why your boy Sean is buying lithium on the stock market, and he's investing in people who make batteries. And that's what's going to happen in the next few years. And people are going to get caught up with the meta world, and they're going to get stuck in that shit. And that stock is going to go through the roof into the thousands of dollars a share. So that's my prediction. I'm not a financial advisor, but I keep an eye on everything. So I try. I'm learning. When you turn 50, you kind of learn about wisdom and knowledge, and you learn how to try to combine the two together. But it's times out here where I'm out here talking to you guys, because you're my friends, and I want to share that with you, and I want to make sure that we're on the same page. I don't dislike anybody. I don't care if people think the world's flat, round, whatever. I know what God said. I know what the Bible says. The Bible says, the Bible does say that there's a firmament that surrounds the planet. It's got an epicenter in some books. They're changing the words of the Bible in recent times. They're doing it now, and live, right now, they're doing it. I seen a guy doing a video on it, telling his trying to explain the firmament to his flock, and he totally was going with the global theory, and just the, like, and it was not even what anything that he was literally changing words out of the Bible to fit his narrative of what things should be, instead of literally taking the words that are written literally in the Bible for them, for what God put down. You're going to change it around and make it sound something that you want it to sound. But either way, on the second day, there was a firmament made, and it separated from the waters from above from the waters below. And if you use geometry, you can pretty much debunk any kind of global argument. And that guy, Professor Dave or whatever, he would never go on Nathan Oakley's show, the 1980 show. He would never go on that show because Nathan Oakley would eat him up with just geometry, just basic geometry. He'd eat him up. The guy wouldn't be able to combat anything he's saying, because you wouldn't be able to work the math out, or even, it's not even math, it's actual science. There's a difference between the two. So, anyway, it would be something to see. But I can debunk the guy myself. If I was to sit down and read some more about what I've been reading recently, I'd have a pretty good idea on how to debate somebody of that caliber, because he's just a snobby idiot that went to some fucking stupid college and couldn't even tie his shoes if he had somebody help him. I've met those kind of people. They're not even book smart. They just had somebody help them get through college, and their parents are loaded with money, so they got a degree. I know a lot of people like that. They're stupid and got degrees and make good money and not even good at their jobs. So anyway, hope you guys come down and visit sometime. Go fishing with Josh and I, and do better than we're doing right now. But I am trying something different. I think it's good to try different things with fishing. I'm just swimming, and it is deep, dude. It's gotta be fucking 25 feet down there. 15, 25 feet, man, at least. I got a lot of line on my pole. I saw a fin over there a couple minutes ago. It's not a shark, it's a porpoise. But sharks, that's all fucking Hollywood shit. Sharks don't act like that. I'd like to catch a shark just to prove that point. Anyway, I'm probably gonna go pretty soon, because it's a little chilly down here. It's getting down to the 50s. But that's not what makes it cold. It's just being on this ocean breeze. It's damp. It's like like cold water on your face. And it's not too horribly bad, but after a while you have to go get something to put on. But you folks that live in Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and Minnesota, and all these places that get mad snow, and you're laughing at me. You're like, what the fuck, dude? It's 20 degrees outside, and I had to go shovel my damn driveway. Believe me, I did it for 4 years up there in PA. I understand, buddy. I did it for 5 years in Ohio, so for 9 years I shoveled snow. Anyway, what's up, Josh? You have any bites, buddy? Your string on? Did he get you? What the hell? That's just something took his line off. Holy smokes, man! It's pretty thick. You can't see it, dude, but it's yellow. It's the yellow shit.
30-pound test.
30-pound test. Something just cut it right in half. Alrighty then. This is what we're using. Squid. It's calamari in the restaurants, but it's a different type of squid. I would never eat this shit. I guess if you're starving, you could. I could make a sandwich out of it, braid it with some. Gotta get some, wash it all off. Put it in some egg wash a little bit. Then put yourself some Italian seasonings. A little, I don't know. I put a little cayenne in the seasoning. Just gives it a little taste. It's good. It takes 20-30 seconds to cook that shit, man. 375, 350 degree oil, that thing's gone. It's fucking cooking. Well, you guys have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.